Hey everybody! I'm here today to talk to you about 7 crucial tips for choosing paint colors for your house. In this video, I will be outlining 7 tips that are absolutely crucial for choosing awesome paint colors just like this one over here for your home. Let's get right into the video. Tip number 1 is neutral zones should have neutral colors. A hallway is a neutral zone. A kitchen is a neutral zone. You want to stick with neutral colors for your neutral zones. This room right here is an exception. It is a neutral zone in my eyes because it is connected to another room. It's a large room that's connected to another large room, okay? And because it's so big and so visible from the entire house, I decided to paint it a neutral color like this gray. Any grays, any browns, any beiges, those are going to be neutral colors. Choose them for your neutral zones. Tip number 2 is don't be afraid to use accent walls or even accent rooms. An accent wall is just a wall that you paint a different color, a color that usually pops. So if I wanted this to be an accent wall and the rest of the room was this color, I would paint this a really deep, dark charcoal color. Or you can have an accent room. You can have a room that is a bright red color. I would recommend choosing smaller walls or smaller rooms as your accent walls or rooms. Tip number 3 is look for inspiration. Okay, get a magazine, look online, look in your friends' homes. Don't tell them you're looking at the paint colors, but look around. Get some inspiration. If you see inspiration, write down the color, take a picture, do whatever you need to do. Bring the magazine or the printout to your paint store and they'll help you out. They'll give you a palette to work with, okay? Tip number 4 is stick to a color scheme. Like I was speaking about with the palette, you want to stick to a color scheme. You don't want to have like a brown in one room and then an orange in another room and then a green and a blue in a different room. You want to stick to a general color scheme. You want warmer tones on one side of the house and cooler tones on the other side, that's fine. But you don't want a really warm room right beside a really cool room. I'm talking about colors, not actual temperature here. You want to stick to a color scheme or a general palette idea of colors, okay? Tip number 5 is work with the furniture, okay? Now I have a brown table in this room and that's why I chose this gray colored wall with brown undertones. You want to work with the furniture, okay? You shouldn't have like a green piece of furniture and then like a brown wall. It won't work. Work with the furniture that you already have or work with the furniture that you will be getting in the future. Tip number 6 is if you paint a room a lighter color, it's going to make it look bigger. If you paint a room a darker color, it's going to make it look smaller. If you have a large room like the one that I'm sitting in right now, you can paint it a darker color or a lighter color because even if it looks a little smaller with the darker color, you'll be okay. But if you're working with a small room, let's say it's a spare bedroom, let's say it's a laundry room that's rather small, an office that's rather small, these generally speaking smaller style rooms, then you don't want to paint it a dark color. If you paint it a dark color, it's going to look even smaller. You don't want to do that, okay? So work with the size of the room and how big you want to feel in that room or how big you want the room to feel when you or your guests are in that room. Last but not least, tip number 7 is you want to use the undertones in the colors. So for instance, like I said, this is a gray wall with a brown undertone, okay? So use those undertones. If I had an adjacent room, a room that was beside this that I was painting, I would want to get a different color with the same undertones. It's going to have that same feel to it. So work with the undertones. That's the last tip for choosing paint colors for your house. And that's basically it. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.